Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. We take up 4 more shlokas of Bhartrihari Sringarashatakam, numbered 73, 74, 75 and 76 in my compilation as published by Rupa and Company, New Delhi. Writing about Bhartrihari, Abraham Irali, historian, writes in his well-known book, The First Spring, The Golden Age of India, that Bhartrihari particularly appeals to the modern reader because of the clarity of his poems, the vividness of his imagination, the sharpness of his thoughts, and the complexities of his feelings. But more than anything else, because of the psychological intimacy that the reader feels with him. Bhartrihari, writes Irali, bears his soul in his poems as no other Indian poet does. Bhartrihari's miniature poems are peerless in their evocative power. The extraordinary power of compression which Sanskrit possesses is seen here at its best. They are very careful, crafted poems conforming to the strict rules of Sanskrit poetics. Bhartrihari wrote of subjects as diverse as polity in a civilized society, Niti Shatakam, erotica, Sringarashatakam, and total renunciation, Vairagya Shatakam. He was a king, a jilted lover, a ladies' man, and a gifted poet. His Sringarashatakam is erotic filigree, delicately carved in rich detail. In this anthology, Bhartrihari deals with the themes of love, separation, of deceit, of rendezvous, and of burning passion. From the innocent to the well-versed, Bhartrihari has something to ignite and yet entertain the mind of anyone aesthetically inclined. Sringarashatakam is different from Kama Sutra. It excites because it deals subtly with human emotions of love and rejection. We need not agree with what Bhartrihari writes, but nobody stops us from enjoying his wit, relishing his view of the world and of men and women's relationships. The 4 shlokas that we are taking up today show a certain bitter side of Bhartrihari. He is unusually harsh on women. Sad to say, he could not forget the hurt caused to him by his unfaithful queen, and wrote strong, one-sided words against women as a class. But all that is done in a beautiful language. Shloka 73 reads, Smrita bhavati tapaya drishtacha unmad karini sprishta bhavati muhaya sa nam daita katham. If I remember her, he says, I get feverish. She excites him so much. If I look at her, she excites me, overpowers my faculties, and destroys my sense of discrimination. The moment I caress her, writes Bhartrihari, she infatuates me and enslaves me. When she exercises so much control over him and his emotions, how can she be his beloved? He puts a question mark. In 74, Bhartrihari writes, Tavat eva amritmayi yavat lochana gochara chakshu pathat apita tu vishat api ati richyate. So long as woman is in our sight, is near us, she is nectar, life-giving, immortalizing. But the moment she is out of sight, her absence becomes distressing as a dose of poison. I have stated earlier in my videos that you need not read Bhartrihari's shlokas as one continuous thought. They are all independent. Now and then they do overlap, flow from each other, but mostly they stand independently. Taking up Shloka 75, Bhartrihari writes, Na amritam, na visham, kinchitekam muktva, nitambinim, seva amrita lata rakta, virakto, vish vallari. In this world, he says, but for the woman with buttocks rolling with grace and freedom, there is neither nectar nor poison. It's a hyperbole. He says there is nothing like nectar or poison except the woman's rolling eyes and buttocks. It's she who immortalizes us like nectar, he says. When she is in love, she allows you to make love and she makes you immortal. There's no doubt about it that the enjoyment that comes from a sexual climax, whether for men or women, is the ultimate human beings can achieve next to meditation. And that is what Bhartrihari has caught in this particular shloka. But he says on the contrary, when a woman is indifferent, she poisons our life like a venomous creeper. In 76, Bhartrihari goes totally against women. He raises a few questions. Avarta sanchayanam abhinay bhuvan pattanam sahasanam doshanam sannidhanam kapat shatmayam kshetra apratyayanam swargadwarasya vigno nark pur mukh sarva maya karandam Sri yantram ken srishtam visham amritmayam prani lokasya pasha. He says he would like to know who created this snare, sweet as well as poisonous in the form of a female. Personally, I do not agree with Bhartrihari, but well, that is what he wrote. His shloka is full of poison. But he says the woman is, without doubt, as a class, a whirlpool of all suspicion, a hothouse of arrogance, a reckless adventurer, a repository of evil, a bundle of deceit, a quagmire of disbelief, the barrier to an entry into heaven, the smooth ride into hell, and in all respects, a mountain of illusion. This is an extreme point of view, and Bhartrihari totally overlooks the fact that a woman is as much a human being as a man. That you collect a number of adverse issues and pit them against women as a class, it is not fair. Bhartrihari has come down from his lofty heights in this particular shloka. How can woman be an obstacle to a man's entry into heaven? Because it is she who gives him heaven. It is she who takes him to the ultimate bliss. She is not a mountain of illusion, she is a reality. Otherwise, where shall we be if a woman was not there? Women create more than 50% of the happiness available to mankind. But well, Bhartrihari was a poet. He had a freedom to write whatever he wanted, and now and then he fell from a lofty pedestal. We shall take more of his shlokas in the next video. Meanwhile, I thank you for listening to me, visiting this site. Visit Rajendra Tandon videos and you will have quite a variety of videos on different subjects, including Bhagavad Gita. Thank you.